Hey, no, let's cancel that.
Tafuteni pesa wasichana. Change tangu like give
total.
birth. Like of course change. Your beliefs are already offensive to everyone.
Oh my gosh,
Talking shit is kind of understandable because it's like
and welcome to Unfiltered Tribe podcast.
Yes.
So hi, welcome to the Unfiltered Tribe podcast
with me Latifa
and me Linda.
So let's just jump into it.
Yes.
Let's just jump into it. So today we're going to be talking about how the relationship dynamic changes after you become a mom, because your relationship with your partner is going to change, your relationship with your friends is going to change. So we're just going to speak about that and just talk about the experiences that you've gone through.
I've gone through also with family.
Yeah, true. Even it changes with family.
Yeah. So we're going to start right away with how relationship changes with your partner. So we have a few pointers that I don't need to say that, to cut out too. So one is once the baby comes, once it's just the two of you, you're all lovey-dovey, you have dates, you have all the time. But now when the baby is here, you have increased stress and arguments.
Oh my gosh. The whole... especially for your first child, with the second one at least mumezoea.
You've been there.
But you've been there. You know how to navigate it. But with the first child, oh my gosh, it changes everything.
It does. It's the first time even you're feeling the postpartum. Your hormones have completely dropped after pregnancy. So you guys are not sleeping. You guys are either not eating well. So the arguments that can occur, especially
your
those
body has changed.
Your body
you don't
has
feel
changed.
like yourself anymore.
It's crazy.
And then there's a whole new other human being that needs attention. Yeah. Regardless of what you're feeling and what's going on in your life, you still have to put this new human being's priority as the first priority.
And remember, before someone else was the priority, so that's where the clash kind of comes in.
Yeah, that kind of, I feel like, especially if you don't have the right partner, it makes it really, really hard on your relationship. If you don't have an understanding partner, if you have these men who are narcissistic and they just want to be the center of attention and they don't care, now you're really gonna find it like it's so...
That's why you need to look when you're finding someone to have a baby with, make sure they're kind.
Oh my gosh.
Someone
really
who
need
gives
to do your research.
Please do your affirmations. How are they when they're like high stress? Because a baby is gonna cry and cry and cry. Is it gonna let you just have the baby and walk out? That's gonna cause an argument, you know. And also sometimes with the fluctuations of the hormones, also the baby being the main priority, sometimes you end up snapping at your partner for so many things.
Yeah, because you're just frustrated. You've had a long day. Because for example, if he's working also, so he's had a long day at work, you've had a long day at home. Nobody's understanding each other. Kila mtu amekuwa na a rough day, so it's like a competition now,
Like who's more tired?
Yeah, who's more tired?
I think that's something that should be avoided. Like, don't focus on who's more tired. Just help each other, like rest or just serve each other, So that's where a good partner comes in.
Someone be kind to one another.
That once umetoka a job, you need to still go and help and do your father duties and help the love of your life. So I feel like many breakups do happen.
Yeah, they happen at that stage because, there's a lot of resentment, not understanding. Sometimes women don't feel like, anielewe what I'm going through. Like, nimechoka sikulala the whole night.
The whole night, kunalala
melala the whole night. And then mchana, I had to still be awake and take care of this child.
The whole day,
and it's really hard when you don't have a support system here. So now if it's just you, it really takes a toll on you. And having the wrong partner will make it even worse.
Someone who's not understanding. Someone
I actually read somewhere that the postpartum depression is not brought by you having a child. It's brought by the environment you're in after having the child. Are you in a stressful environment? Are you in a helpful environment? Hiyo ndo determine the postpartum depression. Because some people don't get it because you have such an understanding partner who helps, who can support system. Hakuna time of depression. Hakuna time ya kurelax.
rested.
Yeah.
You know.
So it normally happens because of the environment you're in. Mtoto haleti any depression. It's that environment that you're in.
The baby doesn't cause the breakup. It's the two of you, or like your partner does not understand that, you know, you're going through the biggest change of your life.
Yeah,
you know, like
definitely.
you're not the same person. Another thing is you change. You're not the same person you were before you became a mom.
Oh
and
my
now
gosh, literally.
You are not
your
the
mindset,
same.
Your perspective about everything, even things that you found funny before you're a mother, you don't find funny.
Why are you joking about it? They're throwing a baby. Like, why? Whose baby are you throwing?
I mean, everything changes, even your sense of humor. You become a whole new person that you yourself are trying to even understand and trying to get to know. Like you're introducing, you have to look in the mirror and be like, oh my gosh, this is me now. These are the things I like. Yeah, like this is not like. Unakaa chini unasema like who sometimes I look at the videos, my videos, like before I had any kids, and I don't know that person at all. Yeah. And sometimes I see like the post ambayo nilikuwa nikiposta mimi ndo nimeandika hivi. It's like there's no way mimi nimeandika these words.
That's
like
how
it's
much
just a different person. Yeah, exactly.
And it's not just even mentally, even physically, and then you're trying to love yourself.
Exactly.
So if you don't have like the environment that kind of embraces that new body that you also don't even know, you know, you're like, that also causes a lot of stress. Like if you're not being affirmed that, you know, you're still beautiful, there's no hurry to even like bounce back, there's no hurry to have sex again, because intimacy is also, you know, intimacy is also affected in relationships.
Very much so.
Yeah. So the next one is intimacy. I was trying to be smooth with the transition. Okay. But yes, intimacy also does change in relationships. And sometimes, again, if you do not have like a man, let me say, who knows and who even gets the gravity of like motherhood or giving birth, imagine someone cheating on you while you're postpartum.
Even when you're pregnant, it happens. And imagine this is the time where they actually do it a lot, and because their excuse is like, you know,
I'm
my
not
wife,
getting it
and you're not getting it from your wife, and then wanasema nikambe, when wanasema, oh, I'm not getting it from my wife, wanasema nikambe, the wife just refused. There's nothing wrong with the wife. Kumbe, the wife just gave birth.
Like
and
literally a week ago, and you want to sleep with that woman.
Or just went through surgery, or is in the last phases of their pregnancy, where sometimes it's difficult for the woman. And when wanasema nikambe tu mtu ataki, I'm telling you.
Gosh, this is crazy. I feel
men
like
can be like the selfish people ever.
The most selfish, thinking of yourself and your needs. What about her needs? You know, what does she need when she's that vulnerable, when she's pregnant?
They don't care.
That's crazy.
They don't care. So that's when they satisfy their needs. So this is where like the cheating mostly happens when, you know, a woman is pregnant.
Can you imagine dealing with a baby, maybe with colic, and your man is out there cheating?
Yeah, it happens.
And
it be like that.
And you know, there's this thing with like the African culture where they say if a man steps outside and comes in, the baby might get even sick.
How?
And this, like just even sleeping outside and then coming to maybe even hold the baby might get sick. Actually, will get sick. Babies even die.
Why?
Imagine.
Because the man went outside. Like uchafu kutaka from cheating.
From cheating. Oh. Yeah, like it's crazy that even knowing there's danger in that, you're still stepping outside to go and get what your needs of pleasure. Like,
imagine they don't care. Imagine they don't care. What I've realized from the research and from what I've had some psychologists saying, when I say research and psychologists, I just mean TikTok.
That is enough. We have professionals there.
I just mean TikTok. This is me trying to act, you know, pretend like I'm someone. Anyways, what I've seen is that they only care about satisfying their immediate needs. And they do not care about how it's going to affect them after that, who it's going to affect. Yeah, so from what I've seen from the research and from what the psychologists are saying, is that the men only care about satisfying their immediate needs. They don't care.
You're not even thinking of 5 minutes after that.
They don't.
What implication it does to...
affect nani? How is it going to affect my wife or my girlfriend? How is it going to affect my family? They don't care. Because some... they separate. They're saying it's separate. Like what I'm doing with my family and what I'm doing with the other women is something separate. So me, I'm like, how? How is it separate?
How is that separate?
It's like, the same thing.
You're using the same thing to go and use on your wife. Like, first of all, you're putting her at risk. You're putting the baby at risk. You're breaking the family, literally, Annie. And women, please leave when they cheat, okay? Like,
that's the thing. Sometimes it's hard to leave. Because when you're happy, sometimes you don't have money, you don't have anything. Yeah. That's why you should, like, I feel like we should be empowering women that they should not be carrying kids or getting married unless they are financially stable. Yeah. Because you're in a sana for you. Freedom, you won't be able to tolerate disrespect, imagine.
And you'll even have a soft landing in motherhood in terms of even getting a good nanny, getting good services, getting like. If you don't have your own, you really don't have any business having unprotected sex and being liable to getting a child.
Yeah, by the way, you can have sex without having a child. Yeah, just
like, why are you having unprotected when you have nothing to your name?
Yeah.
And they usually say, mtoto ni wa mama, like the man will go back, live their life.
No matter what happens, you're the one who's going to end up having that child. Even if you have the partner, if anything happens, if the kid is sick, you're the one who's going to sleep with the kid in the hospital. Si bwana ambaye atakuja akae naye.
Hata utakumbuka hiyo siku ni gani?
Mtu akiwa mgonjwa, it's always on you. Everything. So before you have a child, you need to be mentally and most importantly financially capable.
It really
makes
helps. A big difference.
Can you imagine like uko hapo, you just gave birth and then you find out your man is cheating and you have your own money. You just come and you just book
new apartment
and you just move, because you can't put up with the disrespect. But if you don't have a place to go,
you just have to stay there.
And that's where the postpartum depression comes in.
Because now imagine a man who's cheating on you coming to your house every single day. You're looking at that man and you're just annoyed.
I know.
And you're like, this man is just busy there sleeping with other women while I'm here. You've had a long day and then that man walks in.
A long day, a long night.
Hey, and then that's how even domestic violence starts. And now you don't have the money to even step out. Now your life is in danger. Your baby's life is in danger. And please.
Tafuteni pesa wasichana. Tafadhali. Tafuta pesa yako.
Don't wait to be saved
before
by a man.
uzalie mtu. Tafuta pesa yako, please.
Yeah, it really allows for a lot of, to not occur. So another thing is also the resentment that comes along as well. Because you know how your life, for a mom, you are literally isolated from the world for at least 3 months. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, And then for him, they have a paternity leave of like 2 weeks maybe?
Do they even have a paternity leave here in Kenya?
Some they do.
I think it depends with the company that you're working for. Yeah. I don't think it's that enforced by the government of Kenya. I don't know. Correct us if we are wrong. Because we don't know about that. But anyways, I think the resentment mostly also comes from the men's life don't change at all. I change. Wow, wataendelea tu na life. Nothing has changed.
From pregnancy, it starts, there isn't inaweza anza from pregnancy because their bodies don't even change. Although they do say some men, their bodies change. There are men who even have empathetic labor or something. So for the good men, I mean, there's okay. But I'm saying in general, men don't really change. Their bodies don't change. Hormones don't change. Mentally,
unakasirika. For me, nilikuwa namwangalia na I'm like, anaweza tu kutoka na kuingia venye anataka, and me sasa it's changed for me. Sasa siwezi kutoka niingie venye nilikuwa nataka. Especially when I remember when I was breastfeeding, I could only step out of the house for like only 2 hours and rush back home
to breastfeed because
mtoto alikataa chupa kabisa, alikataa formula. Alikuwa anataka straight from the source.
Now say so you're trying to even have
an hour. The sauce has to be there, after every 2 hours so that I can breastfeed.
And on house arrest.
I know. It's like just a lot has changed. And then ukimwangalia it's like we both made this child, but why
you're working out? You're coming back at what time?
Most affected by it, but that's just how it is. Sometimes there are things they can't do, like breastfeeding.
Yeah, they can't do.
So, there's like a limit, but still, they need to be like helpful
a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even so this even with house chores, especially if you're caring for the baby like 24/7, you cannot do that and also like think about the house chores. Like, you can't do that and also like do the dishes, so you find a man who's like, anakuja kwambia, Mona's Joshua, Mona hatujapika, why is dinner not ready by this particular time? Imagine. But then, man, I don't know where you get the audacity to.
I know.
This woman cooks for you na unamwongeleshaje. Like, you don't fear for your life.
Unaenda unasema okay unataka chakula leo unaona ikarate poison in that food.
That's what they used to do in the 1800s.
Oh, really?
Na hakuwaishi kwa.
I swear, because what is that?
Why would you do that? Even the dishes, even as much as just something, like, it's so draining that uko na mtoi hapo the whole time, and that's crazy.
And if you can't do it, hire people for her to help her do it.
Yeah, if you don't want to, by the way.
Yeah, if you don't want to and you're capable of.
Why are you having a child with someone you want to be your maid as well, or like your cook, or like your... Come on. Or your mom, like, come on.
I once saw somewhere, when I say I saw already somewhere, it's TikTok, that somebody said, if you hear the definition of a good wife from a man, it's the same definition as a slave. Like, the definition of what a slave is the same words they use to define a good wife.
I hate being called a good woman. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. No, like, I'm a woman, period. Like, I know I'm a good person, but, the definition of it is like someone who's waking up at 3 a.m. to make you a sandwich, or like doing your laundry. Yani mtumwa ile kabisa, kneeling down and...
serving while kneeling. Do you serve your man while una kneel?
Sina kona miguu.
And I just have money.
And I just have to, like, we're both adults. We're both like, come on, there are things, as in I can do it out of like, wanting to, and, but siati, that I'm doing that to be called a good woman or a good wife or anything. Like, no.
Oh,
so, yeah, guys, like, a woman is more than what she can do. And as moms and as women, I hope your value is not in what you do, it's in who you are, the kind person you are, the person, just not at what you can give or what you can, not how many children you can give birth to. Like, come on, don't let that man. Anyway, another thing is emotional disconnection. So the stress, the exhaustion, and focus on the baby can leave both parents feeling emotionally distant from each other. And it can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Because now the main focus is going to be on the child. Yeah. That's the main priority now. Yeah. So, of course... And especially if there's no effort. Yeah. What I always say is, like, there has to be effort in anything to work. Yeah. Anything. Your job, your relationships, anything, there has to be effort. Yeah. Sasa kama nobody's making the effort.
Mnakuwa roommates.
Mnakuwa roommates. By the way, who do you think should be making the most effort when it comes to such a situation?
I feel like do what you can do. Like, if, let's say, in a scenario of you have some time and you can... now make that dinner if you want, and it's in your special form, then do that. If he can, I think it should be more on him, especially in the new stages.
I want you to say that at the beginning. It should be like literally him. Because you're already doing the most. You already have the child, you're already breastfeeding, you're already from giving birth. And then now, pia nafanya effort. Okay, I'll make the effort.
The effort can even be in like a phone call. Yeah. Or it depends with what kind of effort. But I feel like when it comes to maybe even preparing like a date, or like, even ordering food so she can like not even think about it, or... I don't know, like it should come mostly from the man, because you're the one who has the freedom
to even think about all these things.
Because right now, especially as a woman, the main thing in your mind is your baby. Like
from the moment you wake up.
And I hope men can understand that's who you're focusing on, that's who you're thinking about 24/7. Actually, kunusa if they're even alive or not,
that's all you think about. Feeding them, like making sure they're okay and everything.
Gosh, like I have the schedule.
And then on top of that, I'm supposed to think of dates.
No, please don't do this.
Oh gosh.
But I'm saying if the baby is like maybe 6 months old and you want to do something special, you can do it. Like if it's a good man, please, only for. I don't know,
good men.
Only if your man is abusive, please leave that man. If he's he's not giving you the support you need in your early days, please don't. Please don't. The other one is vulnerability and a new bond. So while it's difficult, the shared experience of pregnancy, childbirth, and early parenthood can also create a unique bond. Like it's for some couples.
Unique bond for both the dad and the mom.
That's like a good thing for some couples. They actually get bonded even more because
because of a child.
Because of a child, it does bond them. At the same time, because it creates a deeper sense of vulnerability and a new level of connection through, shared worries, through all that. For some men now, they step outside of that and leave the woman to just be in that vulnerable state alone while he's there, I don't know, doing
They don't want to deal with that mess.
Like, that's crazy. It even feels better when both of you are awake at 3 a.m.
I know.
Rocking the baby.
And some men even have the audacity of saying, hey, now may change tangu, like, give birth. Like, of course, nimechange. What are you talking about? Now huko tena venye luko huko. Some men even tell you like venye umejiachilia na umejiachilia.
Ati unanuka maziwa siku hizi.
Oh my gosh, I remember that video. Can you imagine?
Unanuka maziwa and you're there breastfeeding his child.
Hata si mtoto wa mtu mwingine, like his own child.
And then he's talking about his friends at my friends wanakuja siku hizi na unanuka tu maziwa. Like, come on. Crazy. Why are you saying that to someone ulipatia mimba? That is your child, amebeba.
It's sad. You should really be careful who you're having a child with. But
Please.
Sometimes it sucks because you actually don't even know. Mpaka umzalie. And that's when like the true colors come out. And you're like,
I thought this guy is what? Like Ken? Ken or Barbie?
Nakwambia wana change. Bakata unashanga.
Gosh. Another thing is less time for each other.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because of the babies. As I've said, like you're either thinking of the baby or you have less time to now, like, how previously you'd chill on the couch or maybe now when a baby comes in, you're thinking of this baby every 2 hours. They need to be fed, they need to be changed, they need to be bathed, they need to be like read, there's tummy time, there's
and even if you're done with the baby, na amesha lala and everything, now you want just me time and you want to just rest.
Not to be
I know, you're already overstimulated, now you just want to relax, I know.
Oh my gosh. The other is communication challenges. And this happens when you're sleep deprived, when you're overwhelmed, when you're like exhausted. That 3 a.m., especially if you're both awake together, mneza shautiana,
because you're both frustrated.
If one parent is awake and the other is asleep, you're gonna be so mad. So unapata asubuhi hata communicate, like that really affects. Oh gosh. So if you let that breed more and more, it's gonna bring resentment, hence now breaking up. But if you can talk about it well and go, that will be
communication
so nice.
And effort are very, very important.
That's true.
In keeping a relationship. Yeah.
And then we've talked about shifting priorities, and I think that's it. Oh, different parenting styles. That's the thing now.
Definitely.
Like. And this can be even core values as circumcision even, or which church you want the baby to grow in, or like form of discipline, or even school. What type of school?
It's just a lot. Just in general, how you want to raise your kid, especially if you're both from different cultural
like
backgrounds, different beliefs. Kila mtu anataka ku-enforce their beliefs on their child. Because that's my child. So, I want them to grow up like the way I grew up. Na pia nataka mtu wake I grow up like the way I grew up.
That can bring
so now, sometimes I feel like it's very, very important for you guys to sit down and just discuss about it. Because you utaanza kumconfuse mtoto. If you're telling the kid something else and I'm telling the kid something else, so mtu anakuwa akiwa like, what's happening, what am I supposed to follow, whatever. I feel like when it comes to that, you really need to have like a united front, mnakaa chini, and I'm like, these are your beliefs, these are my beliefs, so now let's meet in the middle. Because we have to meet, Because no. Beliefs zengine is like
to say me at yo, but there has to be like a middle
zengine pia nao
ground.
pe uangalie
Yeah,
ni beliefs
like,
gani unaniambia
like kwani tuko
surely
century gani sahi?
Beliefs zengine and then mtu anakuanga offended like surely beliefs zako ziko offensive. I don't even have to offend you. Your beliefs are already offensive to everyone.
Oh my gosh, do you have examples?
I don't even want to say.
Oh my gosh. I wish you'd have.
I wish I had examples, but oh my gosh. It's just
but yeah, talk about
everything. Hate speech. Oh please.
That shows you how you need to talk a lot. Like I think relationships are just an unending conversation, you know, and it's not a tier one conversation time off nani because these stages are different.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. Like, each and every stage you have to always be talking. Like communication is such a big thing in a relationship. Because exactly. Like, every time, you'll go through so many phases that need different solutions to like everything that you're going through. So
just really keep talking, keep make time for each other, and these things do happen. And so for the sexual intimacy, we were talking about it some other time in the group when moms were talking about, me nimekata 2 weeks and I don't have even the libido to have sex with my partner, and this is even like 1 year postpartum. So these things happen. That's why you need to have like a very understanding like partner or like a disciplined.
But somebody really needs to be so understanding because even 1 year. So imagine now you need to seek help because sometimes now that's not being fair. Actually, that's not being
connection,
fair.
That is also connection, know. So ukiona imezidi sana, either try and work on a solution. Do we need to do more foreplay? Do we need to like get you in the mood, like get you in a relax? Because sometimes the mom might not be feeling that because of exhaustion. Sometimes you don't even know that you're lacking libido because you're exhaustion, or maybe
there's something just internally wrong. After
exercise is good.
Because after giving birth, a lot of things change. Yeah. So maybe that was one of the things. But 1 year, guy, msika 1 year, just go seek help. That's not fair. Yeah. Now, after cheat, it's kind of understandable because it's like, 1 year. And you're not doing anything about it.
Just leave each other.
Yeah, you're being a car. It's selfish on your part to the point where you don't even want to make an effort.
That's what we talk about, effort being on both sides.
Yeah, it needs to be on both sides. Yeah.
So, that's a thing. So, but usually it takes about 6 weeks after. Depends on your comfortability, on how you're feeling, and just how you communicate with your partner, because intimacy is more than just sex also.
Yeah,
it can be even just feeling seen, feeling heard, feeling even understood by your partner. That's also
intimacy starts outside of the bedroom.
Exactly.
That's what brings it into the bedroom. Yeah.
So,
come outside the bedroom, na kam kikasirikiana, you're not speaking to each other nicely.
Exactly.
It's not bringing
so start
into the
from
bedroom.
that, just Katianeni, as if you're, like, tell her she's beautiful, buy her, just take her out, get her out of the house, get the nanny to take care of the kid. Yeah. But it's so sad that these things happen, and it's the reality that these things can change, and nobody really talks about it. So I hope you feel heard or you feel understood in any of these, scenarios. And if you have any other, talk to us as well, comment something. So we're going to go on a short break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about what?
We're going to talk about the relationship change dynamic, but now with friends. Welcome back to part 2 of Unfiltered Tribe podcast. So now part 2, we're going to be talking about the same relationship dynamic change, but now with our friends. We've already talked about how it changes with our partners, but now we're going to talk about how it changes with our friends and also family. Yeah. So the first thing is shifting priorities. Your life now revolves around your child needs, which means your friends' priorities may not align with yours as they did before.
Oh my gosh, how are your friendships before?
Me, I was fortunate enough that me and my friends both got pregnant.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful.
Both two of my close friends, we all just got pregnant and just So we went through motherhood together, and now our kids are playing together. So it's not even like it didn't even change anything.
Days. That's good. Because for me, I got pregnant when I was working, and all my colleagues were single, like, so getting a baby like really removed me from that environment. So I think just a few have been there, but also it's been on and off, because now my focus has just been motherhood. So for me, I did not really lose, but they're not also that close. So it's, I don't know. I feel like I'm making new friends now, and it's like a new phase.
Like with somebody who is not a mom, you don't have some common stuff that you want to talk about.
Hard.
Yeah, sometimes
because even if we, alafu pia plan for even a day to leave is just so hard, because where's the time? You know,
understand, like we can plan to meet tomorrow, but something will happen like just 5 minutes before that time, and it will change everything. And
and that happens, So that's crazy. But I don't know. I feel like I love the new friends I'm now creating now. I feel like it's a new me, and they're still my friends. They're still there. They're very happy for me. They'd love to be there for me. They were during baby shower, a little bit after birth, but for now, I'm happy for where they are. They're happy for me for where I'm at. So that's about it. So say I'm having, thanks to Unfiltered Tribe, I have now mom friends who understand me and who tunaambiana, guy, I wanted to come kesho, but like you when your baby got like sick unexpectedly,
unexpectedly. I already had plans.
Imagine, and then that happens. You can,
like, oh my gosh. I had to come back home after the hospital stay. And we just had 2 cakes there. We just had to eat them.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to invite to eat. Oh my days.
Lots of cake. We just had to oh my gosh, you plan and there's just some. And then another thing, other friends wanakuanga like, una siku hizi anajifanya tangu azae, like ever since she became a mom.
Kweli, like
like you don't have time for us
umeonyesha motherhood is glorious, So me, I'm like, I mean, if you're wanting to be in my shoes, then
Okay.
So siati kujifanya, please.
And the other thing is less time for socializing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Kenyewe hata kutoka was hard.
For me, with my firstborn, I didn't have a nanny.
Okay.
So I was with my firstborn, like just me and him the whole first year of his life.
Oh my days.
To the point where when I had a nanny at 1, when he was 1 is when I had a nanny.
Yeah.
Nakwambia nikitoka nje, I don't know how to communicate with adults. I just sit there and people are talking. Mimi niko like, how do I even form sentences? How?
You have been with a baby.
I have been with a baby just for a whole year. Google gaggering in the house.
And singing all the nursery.
And those nursery rhymes, they ring in your
head. They do.
To the point ukiwa nje, mtu anaona kambe anakongelesha, unamwangalia mtu anaona kambe unamsikia, there's a nursery ringing in your head. But you're trying to like remove it, and you're trying so hard not to sing to it. I'm telling you, it was so hard for me. Like I really had a going back to like society and talking to people. It was such an adjustment for me, because I would just sit there and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, people are just talking about what's been happening in the world. And me, I just want to tell them like how I survived.
Your world has been as well.
And I'm like, how I didn't sleep at night, and how like nobody cares.
And that's the thing, I remember I used to, like, when I was home so much, I'd wait for now Baba K to get home so I can talk to an adult, because I've been with a baby.
That's the only adult that you can talk to.
Yeah, and the blabbering I've been doing the whole day.
Me, I didn't even want to talk, like, immediately, like when their dad came in, I just want to give them the baby and I just go rest. Because I've been with this kid for like the whole day. The last thing I want to have is a conversation.
So that's why you need mom friends.
Oh my God.
Because there was one time I went on a sushi date with another mom friend, and she was telling me how the hubby is just like, hey, you need to talk to adults because the yapping you're doing. And she was feeling so relieved to talk about something that I can relate to, and me, something she can relate to, because sometimes you don't want to either talk to your partner or you just need someone who understands what you've been going through,
definitely.
So friendships do change in that sense. What else?
And then the other thing is the same, changes in communication.
Yeah,
because while some friendship may fade due to lack of contact, others may remain strong because of the communication. Like sometimes there are friends who are really understanding and they're really supportive. Actually, I've seen a friend the friend like got pregnant, had a kid, huyo rafiki anakuja namsaidia like with the friend, like comes and helps with the dishes, comes and helps take care of the kid. Like there are friends people who are fortunate enough
keep
to have
those
friends.
Oh my gosh,
I know. They're God's favorites.
Gosh, keep those.
Yeah.
But another thing I noticed is sometimes the moms themselves don't allow for that kind of contact. Like some moms just pull themselves into isolation, that their friends who might want to be there for them, but them they don't. Like sometimes when you're really going through it and you want to like kind of isolate yourself, so unapata kuna friends wata give up or like watakuwa, so don't be the friend who gives up, like no, she's going through
like
something.
That's like in the beginning of the pregnancy. I know
that's
the beginning
okay,
of the pregnancy you don't want anybody, like you're so tired,
exactly,
you just want to sleep and just breastfeed and eat. You just like the last thing you want is like a whole bunch of people in your house.
Someone to host or
there's just a lot of pressure.
Gosh.
New friend groups, like you said.
Now
like we have a whole new. Now there's like a whole new friend group. Sometimes that's just life. It's not even about motherhood too. Like sometimes even if you don't have kids, you just evolve in life sometimes, and you just have different friends.
See ati there's beef or anything, like you're just in a different phase in your life. You've outgrown that friendship, and that's okay. That's very okay. Just evolve with it and go with it.
It's
and
okay to outgrow friendship.
So don't ever feel bad that you lose it. Just grow, like move with it. You're like a river, just keep going.
And then the different conversation topics. I mean, so imagine like when you're with your friend that doesn't have a kid, like the topics that she's just going to be telling you. And you know what sucks sometimes? I think this is on us as moms. We feel like hakuna shida nyingine ambayo mtu anaweza kuwa nao kama una mtoto. Do you
but then that's not nice.
Like nice. Sometimes you have friends. I know I have people who talk to me about their problems and they don't have kids. And me in my head I'm like,
when I downplay,
like, but I don't tell them. But in my head I'm like, really? Wait until you have a kid and then you really have a problem. Like, what is that you're telling me?
And I think we try and advertise that. No wonder sasa wenye wana watoto wanasema, I might have problems with someone else with the same problems and they have kids. Like, we now make it seem that there's no other problem greater than.
For me, I don't. It's being a parent really changed my perspective on having problems. I used to think I had problems, but I don't have problems.
Gosh,
I swear, when your kids are healthy,
there's
the
nothing
best else
thing
that really
matters.
I mean, no matter what hits you, like I could hit evil. Like, but immediately I'm sick. Oh my gosh, you feel like your whole world is
it's
shutting
so scary,
down.
guys.
I know.
There's nothing like that.
It's just shutting down and everything sucks. There's nothing that you can do can make you happy. You can't be happy when your child is suffering.
This is unwell. That's
so
true.
For me, that's why it's changed the whole dynamic on problems. And I'm not trying to
because you're having a problem with
what
maybe work, maybe a man, maybe there's also problems with men. But
me problems with men.
Everybody
has problem with men.
Gosh.
Those are just so solvable. Just leave them. But you can't leave your kid.
You can't leave your kid. That's the thing, But we hope to be better listeners. Mkituambia, we won't tell you outright that.
I normally, I have a whole conversation in my head before I even try. I'll be like, Latifa, this is her problem. It's a very big problem to her. So let's just advise her on her big problem. That in my head, I'm like, what?
It's nothing. So good you're learning that. We're learning that now, because I can imagine when maybe Khalifa is having a big problem. Maybe he's, how when you're a certain age, you feel like that's the biggest problem. Maybe you're losing something. So now you need to, that's not a problem, but it's a problem to you, and I get it. So
we need to be understanding. If it doesn't, if it doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter to them.
It does,
and that's all that matters.
And that's okay. I mean, that's okay.
And the other one is adjusting expectations. you have to adjust your expectations of what a close friend means. Because now, I don't know. Wait, we're going
let me say something. So I feel with that adjusting expectations, it's on both sides. You know, like maybe wewe ukiwa free haimaanishi mimi niko free, and maybe understand that, you know, like maybe I'm with a baby and I'm doing something and I can't go out even clubbing with you, so don't expect me to go clubbing with you. Or maybe don't expect us to have 3-hour phone calls like we used to have before. You completely reduce them, and on both sides, you know, like, so is that what you wanted to nini?
Yeah, like, I think that's it. I think that's about it. And then the other one is increased guilt. You may feel guilty for not being able to spend as much time with your friends, or for sometimes prioritizing your child over them. Me, by the way, I'll never feel guilty to prioritize my child over a friend.
I'm sorry, guys. He came out of me. Like,
because if I don't prioritize him, who will?
Like, you have your own mom to prioritize you.
I know. Go get my baby. Your mom.
I'm his mom. Like, come on.
Oh my gosh.
Please don't ever expect that.
Don't.
And if you're not, please understand that our babies come first.
If you don't even want to understand, it's okay also.
It's okay. Like, you love this baby like your own. Not aware one of your priorities. Then if you love me, as you say you do. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know how in these TikTok videos where they say there's this trend where this is who I thought my mom saw when I told her I'm pregnant, and it's maybe now her in like being pregnant, but this is who she saw. Like, you know how when you give birth now, your mom remembers who you were before. So I think the relationship can change in the sense of they can either love you more or
the family relatives.
The relatives. And not everyone. Of course, see, kila mtu atakuwa is supportive, but then for like now the closer, like maybe your dad or your mom, I feel like there's a deeper... I think they love you more, I hope, you know, because many grandparents have even like taken care of your kids for you, you know, so... Yeah.
For me, I feel like the relationship will change with the family in the sense that I feel like once you have a kid, some family members feel entitled to your life, entitled to help you raise your kid, entitled to like opinions about how you're supposed to, you know, raise your kid. I was even told about like how I named my second kid.
Yeah.
They even called me and be like, what kind of name was that?
Really?
So me, I'm like,
this is my child.
My own child. Nimeambiwa ni jina gani yo nimempea. So you see, there's this entitlement in families that they feel like because they're your aunt or your whatever, your cousins or even your parents, they're like now they can like voice their opinions and tell you like, you know,
gosh,
you know, why are you naming your child like that? Why are you taking your child to this school? Why are you dressing your child like that?
Like this
is of entitlement like
that's
they have.
Crazy.
I mean,
there was a mom who was talking about how the dad now the daughter and the baby daddy waliko sana. Now the dad wants to have this child, the grandchild, as his child. Ndo akue under his insurance. Like, I mean, the heart is in the right place, but then now you're forcing this child to make a decision to like you adopt the kid, ndo akue wako, and this is still her child. So you're gonna like take away her motherly or parental rights because of your reason of wanting to get back to the baby's father because he's not been there, you know. So that kind of entitlement also, like, just leave it open for the child to decide, because your child is no longer a child. Like, your child has another child.
That's the other thing. So, they refuse to see us as grown-ups sometimes.
Exactly.
I don't think they refuse to see us because now as a parent...
You'll still have that.
Yeah, I'm like, will I be able to see my kids as adults? Or to me, they will always be those babies, you know? So sometimes it's really hard. Yeah.
At least we're telling ourselves we wouldn't want to be those entitled parents.
We break those generational curses.
We're breaking them. We're not going to be those moms that, because both of us are boy moms.
I know, we're so hated. Oh my gosh, the hate that goes on.
I promise you,
every time I see those videos, I'm like, really?
Gosh, I don't want to be that mom, honestly. honestly.
Like videos that like, for example, like my son is married and they're having a gender reveal.
Imagine that sasa mimi ndo na nini yo balloon ama ndo na blow yo moshi. No, please.
Once they find out, I run and I hug my son first before they even hug the wife.
Come on.
So we really have a bad rep out here.
We do. And Aki, that's not it. Like, we just love our babies, but sasa, I think there needs to be that detachment kidogo.
And boundaries setting.
Just boundaries.
Especially when they're all grown. Right now, it's okay. We can be all up their business because they're like, still babies. But I think once they're grown, we need to learn, especially as boy moms.
Yeah.
We need to learn.
Honestly, because I mean. But we are not.
We need to learn how to set boundaries.
Yeah, and just raise good men. Men who can detach from their moms as well. Because you don't want to be their dependents all their life. You're raising them to be independent men and just be good men, so we don't wanna,
and not mama's boys.
No. We also don't like mama's boys. So imagine
having one. They said there was another meme I saw. They said like you failed as a mom when your son chooses you over their wife.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
especially that fight over TCG who sits ahead. Like why are we arguing about that?
I know.
That's not my car. That's not my husband's car. Like why am I sitting?
Honestly, I'm just happy to be included, by the way.
Why are you arguing with your son's girlfriend or son's wife?
I think I'll be like the best behaved person because I'll just be happy to be included. Like, mom, we were doing something. I'll just be shush because I don't want to ruin it. Don't see to next time. I will be my best behavior. The next time they call me again, can you imagine me ruining? Because now when he's married, like the wife will be like telling him, like, I didn't like what your mom did, or that. Let's not call her back next time.
Imagine.
So me, I like just my best behavior. No need to attend.
Don't need to, because I need to be my grandkids' lives.
Why do you want me to sit nakula nini? I'll eat what you're eating.
Asante hata umepika. Mi hata sikuwa napika back then.
It's okay. Everything is really just like because you want to be. I'm just happy to be incled in your son's life.
Gosh.
So sometimes they grow up and they want nothing to do with you, and that's really
crazy.
Really sad.
And that can be your toxic behavior.
To push them away. Yeah, definitely.
Gosh.
Sometimes we blame the kids, and it's actually the parents' fault.
Exactly.
Kisha unaambia mtoto kwa nini uongee na mamako ujui kama hiyo ni laana, but the mom is intolerable. Like it's suffocating. Narcissistic, like
behaviors.
Yeah.
And those moms who manipulate their sons, like, come on, like, you have, even if you don't have like a husband, like, now find a life now that your son is. That's why
another mom was like, my son is the love of my life. So I'm like, that's why we're hated. I see boy moms, we just do too much sometimes.
Because why is that boy the love of your life? Please go find the love of yours. Like, please.
He's the love of my life.
No.
And then another one is just calling the son, and the son is married, has a wife, has a whole family. And then it was the son's birthday. Yeah. So the mom calls the son, like, what are we doing for your birthday? Where are we going?
Excuse me, my wife is going to...
I have my own family or whatever. It's like, no, you're not going to celebrate your birthday with me, your mom. And then, they start,
now back and forth. That's
crazy. Like putting guilt in the child. Like,
that
am I supposed to spend time with my mom now? Am I supposed to spend the time with my family? Like,
no. Please don't ever let your sons have to
do better.
That's an unhealthy relationship, as in very, very unhealthy. And not yet. So
that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us and listening to us yapping.
That's all we've been doing.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed and learned something. It will be nice for you to get something, learn something, from all this yapping that we've been doing. Anyways, you've been with us, the
Unfiltered Tribe Podcast. Bye-bye.